Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great week. Thanks for joining me for another video blog. So if you notice, the title of this blog is the same, Activate Your Superpower. And that might be the title for the next few weeks. And that's because a lot of you know I'm writing a book right now that, even though the title it's not that, but it's a book about how you can activate your superpower. It's really a book about how do we change our mindsets, how do we change our thoughts or beliefs in an easy way, conscious way, so our beliefs work for us. It will move us forward towards our vision or goals. And even if your goal in life is just to be happy, I will ask, are your beliefs, your thoughts happy? Are they in alignment with your goal of simply being happy? You believe in the success of your business. Are you having successful thoughts, or I should say thoughts of success in abundance, without have the voice underneath you saying, I'm gonna be successful, but I'm not a business person? Or you're trying to lose weight and say, yeah, I'm doing all this plan, hire a personal trainer, hire a chef because I'm gonna lose weight. But I never been able to lose weight before, and I don't think my body is wired to lose weight. So I'm just giving you examples here because those subconscious beliefs can carry so much emotion and force that they will hold you back. And that's what I teach here for 6+ hours in my mindset courses. So I'm gonna give you a little example here. One of my books of research, and I'll grab it here. One of my favorite books by Dr. Joe Dispenza is You Are the Placebo. Fantastic book. You can see all the markers I have here. I am doing tons of research because I want to make sure what I present in my workshops, it's always up to date to the researches of neuroplasticity, epigenetics, and always reinforcing what the universal laws of life are. So the course and everything I teach here is really a combination of science, of spirituality, if you will. And when I say spirituality, I really talk about this force, the universal laws that pretty much are the chief of life, that connects things together and help us to make sense of things. And also it's a combination of my own life experience, or how I end up from Brazil to United States without speaking one word in English, and how I moved from that state of misery, unhappiness, not knowing the language, to the place that I'm living my dream now. And it's all because some were luck, some were just a drive to create a happier life. But I have to say, in the last 3 years has been really about more about me being conscious about my beliefs, so I can be more in control of my outcomes. So I want to share here in this video with you one of the key components of being the super you. And all I mean is like how you can amplify your own gifts, your own wisdom that you already have. I always tell you and my clients, I'm not going to teach you anything new that you don't already know. I'm just going to help you to pay attention to the part of you that you are not paying attention. So one of the things that make us powerful is for us to become friends with discomfort. You know, I talk all the time about be friends with stress, but I want to talk about particular discomfort here that comes from when we're making changes in life. And this is what makes make change in life so hard. A lot of people give up changes in the middle, or they don't even start because it brings discomfort. It takes us from a known, familiar place to an unknown and unfamiliar. Some people like to say it takes you out of your comfort zone, even though this is not very comfortable because it's unhappy, has no money, has no love, has no abundance sometimes, but it's familiar, especially if somebody who grew up with all that. So it's really hard to move from that place of familiarity to a place that is not familiar because of a control issue. So It's not like we fear change. We just, a lot of people don't know how to be in a place of discomfort. And some people call the dark nights of the soul when you are in the discomfort, and it's necessary for growth. We are living in an era that people don't want to be uncomfortable anymore. People want to take pills. People want to drink. They want to use drugs because nobody wants to be uncomfortable. But if you want to live a life in your fullest potential, you absolutely must master the art of being in discomfort. So, and what I love about the book that Dr. Joe Dispenza is that he explains in a very scientific way what happens when we change our beliefs, what happens in our brain, like neurochemically, or biology or physiology, what it changes when all of a sudden we let go some old patterns of behaviors or thoughts, and we start bringing new ones. There is a biological change in our thoughts, in our body, in our DNA, and that process creates the discomfort. But again, he calls going to the river of change. It's like you get to the other side and you're stronger, you're wiser, you're more confident, you're just a new person because you implemented new patterns, new beliefs. So that discomfort also comes because when you let an old behavior, old belief go, we really talk about the death of that belief or that pattern or that perception. It's death. That's why sometimes I talk about how we deal with rebirth and death every single day. And people don't like to talk about death, but I'm talking about really when we let things go, an old belief that maybe if you carry an old belief from your mother or your father and you let that go, it might feel for you that part of the attachment to your mother, to your father is dying, and it is. And that creates discomfort. That might bring you tears. That might bring you some darkness. But I promise, you stay in that darkness. You stay enduring that discomfort because it doesn't last. You keep moving forward by focusing on what your new beliefs, what the new way of life you want is, and that darkness dissolves itself because you introduce that darkness to the light. That's universal law. The darkness needs to be exposed to the light so it can dissolve, but we're never gonna grow or change or create anything amazing in life without going through some dark periods. It's the contrast of life, dark and light. So what I love, he has a quote in his book that says, unknown is the perfect place to create from. I'll read again. Unknown is the perfect place to create from because it's a place filled with opportunities. If we stay always in the same place, the place that is familiar, even though we want to change, but we're scared that something is going to happen, that we're going to get disappointed, we don't create anything new. We're not exploring the possibilities of life. And that will create regret, which for me, it's one of my biggest fears, to regret. I'd rather lose my entire business and my bank account than get old and close to my death time and regret that I didn't do something. That is personally my biggest fear. So I choose not to live with that fear and just be a risk taker and be an adventurer. And that's how I was able to move from Brazil to a country that I didn't know anybody. I had one friend here from Brazil and I didn't speak the language, but I knew there's something here for me. And I'm so glad I rely on my own courage and my intuition that everything was going to work out. So I'm inviting you here to explore what parts of yourself you're ready to let go, what belief you might be ready to let go. And it might be a difficult process without some guidance. That's why I'm inviting you here to come to my workshop on August 20th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. or a little later. And let me guide you how to go through that process. I don't know when the book is going to be published. My book is going to be about that. But why don't you take advantage of now and spend some time hands-on on yourself? When's the last time that you spent 5-6 hours working on yourself, work on the strategies for your life? And I'm not talking a business plan or financial plan here. I'm talking about you. Think about how your mind is working and how can you make your mind to help you to be the super you. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you again next week, and check my newsletter with more details about my workshop. Thank you so much.